Hi everybody, I'm Joel Brainerd, band director at Bachelor Middle School. I'm joined here with woodwind specialist Sandy Clevenger. Great
Hi.
to have you.
Thanks, my pleasure.
Sandy, can you tell us what some of the most common beginning flute problems that students have are, and maybe give us some tips for how to solve some of those basic problems?
The biggest one is probably not getting a tone at all in the beginning. Playing the flute, the most difficult part is getting a sound at the beginning, and if you can master that, you're going to be light years ahead. So your best friend in this instance would be a mirror, because a mirror will show you where your airstream is going. Typically, new flautists, their airstream's too big. I like to think we2, so this is real small airstream. And if you do it properly, there'll be a little triangle right here. If you don't do it properly, it'll be all over the place. And you'll run out of air really quickly. The other problem is students not knowing how to hold the flute. I get this a lot. Holding the flute's not the most organic thing in the world. But if you remember that it balances right here between your knuckle and this joint, that's where it balances, then everything else comes together. Okay? But the biggest thing is getting the sound. If you get a really high sound, that just means that you're blowing a little too hard, or that your airstream is actually too small. And that's not a common problem, but sometimes students just get frustrated and they'll blow really hard and they'll get a really high note. The best thing is to play a bunch of low notes if you can. Beginning books don't normally have you play a lot of low notes, but low notes get you a really dark, rich sound, and that'll translate through the whole breadth of the instrument.
How does holding the instrument level or slouched affect the sound that you make?
Well, if your instrument is like this, you're not going to make any sound. So this, it's hard to make a sound. If it's parallel, then your airstream has somewhere to go. Also, it's been proven you just think better if you sit up straight.
Now, does sometimes if students line up the flute where the hole is to the side here or to the side here, what tips can students, should they just use a mirror to correct that?
Yeah. Honestly, teaching beginning flute, we use mirrors all the time.
Okay. Great. Let me see what else. Sometimes my students will have a real hard time feeling this hand, and it'll be really claw and witch-like, that hand, just not feeling good. I don't know. So you say we wave with this hand, right?
Give me some candy.
Give me some candy.
And wave with this hand.
Wave.
It's hard to be tense when you're getting candy.
Okay. So give me some candy, and then getting the fingers on the right keys from there.
Yeah. As long as it's balanced right here, they'll just, I know what you're talking about. You get like this weird contortion kind of thing. Tension is your enemy.
Yeah.
So it's relaxed as you can be with it without going jelly.
Yeah. Holding it over this way a little bit further helps with that natural shape.
The other thing, when you're practicing at home, you can just lean your flute on your shoulder and look at your fingers so you know where they're going. And then practice off to the side where you can't see them anymore. And that helps too. So B, A, G, and then B, A, G off to the side.
Cool. All right, that was very helpful. Thank you, Sandy.
My pleasure.